CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's hold together. Let's hold together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
All right, folks. A pleasant good evening from our end here in Liberia, and good afternoon to those of you joining us from other parts of the world. It is a good day and another time for us to be back here with you. It is always good to come here on this platform to talk about the Citizens Movement for Change. It is always a good thing to talk about Liberia, and we are happy to be back here tonight, Liberian time, today your time, this afternoon your time, this morning your time, wherever you are watching. I'd like to say it is my pleasure to again welcome you to another night, another time to talk about the CMC, to talk about Liberia, to talk about the unfolding development taking place in our country and what we intend to do for the country, the people. It is always a good thing to be here to talk about. The rest of our team members should be joining us very soon. And then together, we'll go on talking about issues unfolding in the country. But it is a good time to be back in this position, back here to talk some of the trending issues or trending developments taking place in our country. It is always a good thing to talk about those things affecting us as a country. It's equally good that we can share the show. For those of you joining us via radio here in Moserado, I'd like to say welcome. We know it is a little late, but it's good to keep up with the information of the day. And for those of you watching us, or for those of you listening to us via radio in Nimba, Secretary, Barn, and other places, we'd like to say it is a great time to be back here with you as well. We are back to talk about those issues, and we are happy that you've been up waiting to join us. While we are here, we'll be waiting for the rest of our team members to join us on the set tonight, and we'll go on talking about those different issues, different things happening within the citizens movement for change, and then we'll also love to go on talking about some of what been taking place in our country, Liberia. I know you've been following the National Counter Sports Meet. It's been going very well. It's in a very good mood. There have been some very outstanding counties performing very well. The county meet seem to be again drawing people. It's giving its own flavor. It's giving steam to unity. It's also having a political taste in terms of people in high places who would normally want to identify with the counties, especially doing the county meet. So we've been seeing a different introduction from different camp of the respective counties. Some of the counties are outstanding in terms of the show up. Others has been very disappointing. And so we know that as we speak, some of the counties did not make it to Moserado, for example, for the rounds of qualifiers after the preliminary rounds in the counties. And so the counties that has been in Moserado has been introduced to a new phase of the county meet. In time past, it was in knockout stage, and there was too many different complaints about the teams come in just spending the night, and the next day there's a game and they are out of the competition. So I'm sure the organizers of the county meet listened and they thought to introduce a new flavor to the county meet. So there's a round robin star that has been introduced. So each of the counties that are in the zones are playing according to the group. And what we've seen so far looks encouraging. We are hoping that by next year or next county meet, it's going to get better. Some of the bigger counties came to Moserado and they've been performing very poorly. Some of the smaller counties, least expected, has been showing strength, during the county meet. So it is becoming very interesting. I know, for example, Bond County didn't start well, and I'm not sure they've ended well as well. because the coming into the county meet was based on protest during the qualifiers in Bapolo. And you can understand that there was a protest-driven county meet from some of the counties. And since they managed to qualify along with Mosurado, and they came to the Samuel Kanyando Sports Complex, the performance has been very dismal. They haven't done well. They lost all of the matches, not just the male team, the female teams has been very poor. Let me welcome Fofana, who is our global youth chair. He's joined us. The rest of the team will join us. While I'm still talking about the county meet, let me extend greetings. Fofana, thanks for coming and good to see you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toby. It's very good to be back. Good evening to you and all the listeners, be it on Facebook, YouTube, or Radio Lamp. I say good evening to everyone. I'm happy to be back on the show and looking forward to the discussion.
Thank you. So I was just trying to start on a rather important social conversation because this is something that brings us together. The National County Sports Meet. I was just talking about some of the counties that has been doing very well, others that haven't shown the strength in the county meet. They've disappointed the citizens, the sponsorship. There's been blame, claim, and counterclaim about steering committee and what have you. Just talking about the Bond County side of the story. And we know that Nima County, they've been always there. They got a very strong support base. It's one county that has proven to be well supported. The social uh, exhibition, the collective will of the people seem to be showing off the way the team appear. It tells you that there's a lot going into some of the counties. Grand Bassa, for example, even though they haven't done well in terms of performance, they had a draw today with Margibi, which put them in a very difficult stage of qualifying to the next stage of the competition. But some of the counties are doing very well in terms of support, and others haven't shown any strength. They've been very poor. Grand Coup of all counties coming from the southeast has proven to be a strong county in the county meet. The players, the boys, the male team, you may call it, they've been doing very well. They play some very crucial games. They sit at the verge of qualifying for the next stage of the competition. Mosurado of all counties seem to be struggling. And this is not a strange story for Mosurado County. And this is where the quarterfinals and semifinals and grand finals of the county meet, takes place. This is the metropolitan city where all of the counties, will have people commuting. But they've never done very well in recent years in terms of the collection of players. So they've been struggling. They also sit at the verge of being knocked out of the county meet. So I just thought, to throw it out tonight. I know you've been following from a distance. You've also been reading between the lines of the counties. And so let's start on that note. Let me have your take based on what you've seen, follow so far about the National County Sports Meet for Fana. How well have you followed, and what has been your own observation? Your mic is muted.
Yeah, I was saying, thank you very much. Quite frankly, I haven't been following the content me that much. Uh, I think I started following it when the Grand Cape Mount County sue Lofa after their game. That drew my attention to the content because before that there was no momentum, like before. But however, I think so far from what I've seen, there is a lot of changes from previous years. The underdog have been the big dog in the county made. For instance, Grand Cape Mount County has been very impressive. So far, the game I've watched from Grand Cape Mount, they have young players, and they have a coach that's very passionate that have brought some level of intention to the tournament because of how he move and how he take care of the Grand Cape Mountain. Yeah, and Nimba too has been very good. So basically, that's what I know about the continent so far. I haven't really been following it, but yes, from the quarterfinal stage to this point, I think it's on track, and I'm actually rooting for Lofa, even though I'm from Nimba County. I'm rooting for Grand Cape. I'm sorry, but even though I'm from Nimba County, but for some reason, I'm going with Grand Cape Mount this year.
So that sounds very interesting. You've been one person who have said this. I know that I listened to Armstrong Gobasedapo, who was live, and he said he's been a stakeholder in the Nima politics. He didn't see his involvement that much, and so his second choice county has been Grand Cape Mount County. What's been your own reason of not going the word of Nimba? Nimba seemed to be very elaborate. They look alive. The county team looked good, and not seeing you supporting them. What took it off the Nimba support, and what is driving you to the Kimotinian support?
Yeah, so my reason is nothing deep. I'm a big football fan. I play football in Liberia as far as third division level before I got a scholarship to go to Turkey and my study. So from what I followed through the content mix, I think the content mix is about unifying the country. So you know, it's about promoting talent, most especially young talent for the national level. So I see a lot of potential in the Grand Cape Mountain, and there are a lot of young players. I feel like winning the county made will give them the spotlight they deserve to develop them for the sake of the national team, the national league as well. So it's just a simple reason. Yeah, but so it mean I'm a double edged sword right now. If Nimba wins, I'm very happy. If Grand Cayman win too, I'm happy. So I'm having two teams in the league, but for the reason I just stated, I prioritize Grand Cayman County.
What a very good reason. Let me allow Ansu and Heron to come in. I know they are backstage since the fact we are discussing on this issue. So Ansu or Heron, if you are backstage, it would be good to join us on this point of our topic because I know you guys are also following the National County Sports Meet. We are talking about it. But yes, Grand Cape Mount is doing very well. They are one of the surprise of the tournament. After that protest, the one against Lofa, that disqualified Lofa out of the competition. Cape Mount is doing very well. They sit at 6 points on top of the group table. They got a game to play, and based on the result of that game, they may um, have automatic qualification to the next round based on other results from the group. but they look pretty, they look good. Uh, the last time around, supporters, well wishers, and sympathizers of the county were having some festival, called it the Kasawali Festival, intended to mobilize the base of the team, the support base of the team. They doesn't look like the normal flamboyant county like Nimba, Bassa, one that has been very disappointing. But the Kimotinians look very focused. And like you read this, a youthful squad. And something that has also drawn my attention is the coaches to the county meet. Yeah, they are showing, their own style, even the way they dress to go to the various games, looks very um, presenting, and is now becoming a competition of dress code. Is also becoming the competition of ideas. And from all indication, it tells me that the Liberian coaches, the young ones that are following the game from around the world, gradually picking up some of the pieces from other coaches they admired, you know, around other teams in Europe and other places. So we're hearing Gofford now, we're hearing, all sort of names and all sort of start around it. Did you have you also noticed that not just with the Cabontinians, but from the few games you've been seeing for fun, have you also noticed, the appearances or the output of the coaches for the respective counties? You see some start in them. You see the way they are conducting the activities on the sideline in the docket and what have you. Does it look a little bit different from what you've been following in previous county meets?
Yes, absolutely. The, 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 the difference has been there, and all credit to the Cape Mount coach, like I emphasized on before. He has inspired that. You can see the movement of the coaches on the touchline, how they move in their touchline, and the gestures they make. It shows some level of excitement. Even all focus is always on the players, but when you see focus has been on the coaches because of how they have presented themselves in terms of dress code, uh, gestures, and everything, and even pre and post match interview. Those are very beautiful things that should be part of the tournament because it gives perspective from every angle, from the players' angles, from the coach perspectives, because the coach is the man who mastermind the team formation, how the team is going to be out there. So getting interview before and after game is something amazing. Uh, like you said, the dress code. Everyone is wearing coat, if not even coat, but that kind of casual dress code wherein they got that shirt in and white colors. It's nice. I like the movement. I like the vibe, and I hope it can improve from here moving forward.
I don't know how well Dr. Francis follow football, but I know once you come from Bon Mines and then into Bon County, you may not be that male dominance. I know the game, normally the women will say, oh, that the men, their football, beneath me, I left football. But we're talking the county meet a little bit. Uh, I know it starts the usual start of the political conversation, but this is what is trending currently in Liberia. This is the young people driven, sort of event, and we see political taste because politicians has long been involved. This is one point in time that you see those who want to be leaders of the county will start to identify with the counties. Those who are the current leaders also take this as a challenge. So if one person gave 5,000, then another person will go and give maybe a little over 5,000. If you give 500, somebody will give 600. If you buy 2 bags of rice, another person will buy 5 bags of rice. So it is a competition of giving during the county meeting. But some of the counties haven't been doing very well in the county meet. We are at a very crucial stage of it. Let me find out from you whether in any way you've followed what's going on here besides the politics. If you've been following the county meet, Dr. Francis.
Um, I quite honestly have not been following the county meet, but I know how it is important to our young people. In fact, I was in Liberia over the past 2 years when they did the finale of the tournament, when they had the final games, and I saw how, elated and joyful the streets were. People made noise almost the entire night when, I don't know, one of the teams won the tournament. But I'm, being a Liberian and considering the divisiveness that is in our country, I support almost all teams. However, though, I want to say that I'm rooting for Grand Cape Mon County to win. I have strong, I do have a strong connection to Grand Cape Mon County. That is my father's ancestral home.
Mm,
Sport is where my father is from. I grew up in, of course, Bunk County. I went almost every weekend to my Gibi County, and currently when I return to Liberia, I'm always in Nimba. I have a mother who is from the Bobolu area, so I'm a good mixture of what Liberia is, of what a Liberian should be. You spoke about the politics. I hope that the politics was every day, that we could appreciate the diversity in people. In our country, you have to be educated by going to college or graduating from college, getting some kind of career. Some people are just talented. They are good with their legs, like as in George Weah. They are good with these games. That their smartness is presented in different ways, and I hope that we can appreciate whether they call it grown up or move from here, man. You grown up because you playing sports. I can imagine how many children, you know, uh, had low self-esteem or did not pursue their dream of being the best soccer player because we told them that they were grown up, okay, or they were too much into going to fee and what have you. So I think that we should make this a thing that politicians shouldn't just come around only when the football season or the tournament to pledge their money, but support the team, support soccer in our country, support the young men who want to make this a career, as opposed to when they're thinking, oh, everybody set up for college education, higher degree, be an accountant or lawyer or doctor. No, I don't subscribe to that view. So I will stop here. Thank you guys for holding up the show, carrying on the show.
okay, so for fun, I think that raises a point. Let's stick around a little bit. I'm just giving 2 minutes more to this conversation, then we'll jump into uh, another topic that is becoming a concern to us here in Liberia. She just struck something, and we, the male, I'm sure we've been victim of this. People have normally relate, young people that are trading into football as grown-up boys. Some parents couldn't support the kids' talents. They've always perceived people who, want to play football or soccer as people who will not follow up with their education. Uh, it started some years back. It's of late that I hear parents in Liberia trying to even find academy for, you know, their sons, to go and get involved into, playing football or playing soccer, based on the achievement of former President Weah, who brought some very good spotlight to the game, and parents begin to notice that it was not a grown ball sport. It was something very genuine. But in your youthful, age, young men in your community, did you experience some of those conversations? Oh, don't play football. You say you also play the game. Did your parents or community peoples spoke to you about it and say, oh, leave the football being a football and not nothing good. will carry you nowhere. But we've seen the game carry people around the world now. A lot of parents out there hoping to see their kids on television in Europe, in Africa, like the African Cup of Nations is ongoing, and the bigger stage, and to see their kids apply the trade. Were you a victim of some of those conversations, for Fana?
Definitely, definitely. So I'm happy that that moved the conversation to this level, and I'm a living experience to that. Like I mentioned earlier, I played football in Liberia as far as third division in a Tusafi subdivision. So just to give a little story about my journey, when I started playing football, actually paid my school fee my whole junior high year, because when you're on a school team and you're a good player, they always put you on a school scholarship. So for some of us, school was a second option. So that's how important it is for us to support those young people that are willing to play football, because there are many people. School is not the first option. School is the second option. They believe in their dream. They believe in their talent. So we just got to push them. So I was very into football when the fourth division league was, because right now there is no fourth division league. They make it a community league and then third division. But before then, when they had a fourth division league, the fourth division used to play around 10, 12, doing school hours. So we're in school at the same time going to play those games, but we always used to cut class when it's time to play those games. So there was a serious problem between us and the family. So for me personally, when my parents noticed that, they took me and sent me to my older siblings, because I was in New Jersey. And I got my older siblings living in Lookingtown. So they had to transfer me there because I could be better disciplined over there whenever I skip class for football. So that's how I started to, you know, make school my first option and get on a quizzing team. And I got scholarship on a quizzing team. But subsequently, I got a scholarship to Turkey. And when I went to Turkey over there, that was a partial scholarship. I also have to play for the school team to get a fully funded scholarship. So this is how, I'm just trying to say how football is important to most young people, because once it was my first love until I gave up and say, all right, let me just focus on school. It's not going to work, because in the initial stage, you're not getting support, and you are being told that this is not the way forward. You're just wasting your time. So I think now people have started, parents, most especially parents, have started to realize how important is the game and how it can retire them quicker. Because when you hear the Saudi league going for players saying, yeah, millions of dollars contract, you saying, is this real? So they are saying, nah, it's not my son to play football, a retirement plan, yeah. So yeah, so that's how it's been. We just have to start embracing the game, and then with young talent. It's good for the country. It brings the country a lot of positive attention, and it also people that make it, they create space for other young people. At the end of the day, we can create a lot of spaces for young people that are on the street. Most of them are talented. We just have to look in those directions.
Thank you very much, for Fana, for adding some taste to that point. Let's welcome Vic. Happy New Year! I'm sure my first seeing you in the new year. Uh, Good to see you again. And so we're talking a little bit on what's trending here in Liberia, the National County Sports Meet.
Oh,
Did I see you wear a Nima jersey?
I was planning on wearing one tonight. I'll actually planning on wearing one tonight, but I will wait for Saturday.
You wait for Saturday.
Yeah, I'll wait
So
for the
what is
day.
attracting you, or what have attracted you to the county meet? Is this by origin or by the exuberance, the support, the fun that comes with the county meet, or the political spin around the county meet? What are you attracted? I haven't seen that in NN County, even though she says she's fronting for Cape Mount. But for me. I think I saw something on one of your Facebook handle with a Nima support, maybe a jersey or so.
Mhm.
So what attracted you to it? What have you been so glued to the county meet?
So, I mean, I love the question. Thank you so much for such a beautiful question. I want to say thanks for the warm welcome, and yes, happy New Year to you and the rest. Can't meet, my favorite thing about it is the unity. That's it. The unity, and that's my favorite thing about Can't meet. When it comes to Can't meet, if there's problem in Nimba, problem in Bonkanti, problem everywhere or whatever, when it comes to that Can't meet, all Nibayans are Nibayans. They stand for Nibayans, and for Nimba, they cheer Nimba out. Bonkanti people will cheer Bonkanti out. There is no politics in that when it comes to county meet. That's my favorite thing. It just makes you forget about everything, around the war. I love the unity. It again, I like to see young people happy, excited, you know, dancing, because those are things that a lot of them, when I say young people, I sometimes want to include myself. I may not be in my 30 right now, but I want to include myself because we were missing a lot of these things through all the war. There was nowhere you would play, and be satisfied. Nothing. The time we were supposed to play is when the war was actually going on. So to actually see young people excited about something like that, youth, the youth and sport is just anything that has to do with youth or children or people being happy because you want to see the kids look at the war in a different way, that this is a good place to be. Like the last time I was sharing with dad and I said, during the COVID, I felt bad. Every time I just used to sit, I don't know if I was getting depressed or what, but I just used to sit and cry because I work with a school district and then we have to do stay at home, COVID, online, schooling. And I just used to think about, when one place is quiet, outside is quiet, and then you have to be indoor and do distant learning or do that. It takes me back to the war, doing autopause, this, that, where you're used to outside is there's a lot of empty spaces outside, but you guys are inside and they could curfew. Let me just say that way. Things that would just make me to relate, and then I start to feel very emotional about life. So when you see things that can't mean that all outside is open, nobody wearing masks, people are happy and excited. Those are things that excite me. But the number one key thing there is the unity. I used to just, like I said, why I used to cry, but another reason I used to cry about COVID was baby born, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. You'll be born, and then you just see people with masks. So you in a different world. You're trying to learn the word, but then you see people with masks. So all running through my head, I used to run through my head is, okay, I think the babies are thinking that this is where I am. So this is how it is. Why should this is a normal thing? I used to always relate to these things. So anything that has to do with sabotage for young people, it has to do with the mental health. It bothers me. It's troubling for me. So when I see content means that people are, not only young people, I mean, older people too. Like sports in Africa is a very beautiful thing that they honor. It's called ethics. It's called value. Africans value sport, especially when it comes to soccer, which we call football, all in all. So it's something that excites people, that make people put parity aside, that put the differences aside, and then it's just cheer for what they stand for. So that's why I'm excited when it comes to contribute. I am into it.
I'm excited about the way you are propounding on the county meet. You know, your feeling about it is more expressive. You got some idea. You need to encourage that to start following the game. See, when they want keep on, what came out to win. See, when they want came out to win. But that's good. And, I just thought to pull some life into it from the county meet end. But frankly, it is the biggest um, assembly of Liberian young people, including politicians in our country. And that's why sometimes you even see our PL, even on a working day, people leaving the offices and they go into the football field. people working half day just to go to support their county. And the government of the day will accept that because, like you rightly said, at that point, there is no unity partisan, there is no liberty partisan, there is no seditions. So everyone goes there at a certain point in time. Someone who you haven't even spoken to, you can even embrace them, doing some of the celebration. So it's been a unifier. It brings Liberians together, even though at times there are some controversial issues, that comes out, but it's been very helpful to the mind. Our country lacks recreation. So at any given time where there is one, it's been highly accepted, and the county meet, have proven to be that one gathering that Liberians accept, no matter where they sit, and they give in all the support. Another thing I want us to talk about before we dive into where we stopped last time with the PL speech. There's a lot in that speech that I wanted to digest. I know Vic, we haven't had your say on it. You've been following us, but there's a lot in there that we will try to bring back for some more insight, including you, Fofana, and Dad will also pick up from where we stopped last night. But there's this strange feeling around us. It's been raining here. The weather condition is becoming a little strange. We've all been talking about climate change, and it's like it's sitting in now in Liberia. Even up to last night, just after the show, there was a heavy downpour of rain that took us to the morning hours, and people are now being warned. The Environmental Protection Agency has given us some warning today. There was a release, and they're giving us the highlight as to what we should expect in our space. But this is a global conversation. So let me start with you, Dr. Frances. The entire issue of climate change is sitting in Liberia. It's going to affect our development because the way we plan development in Liberia is either during the rain or during the dry season. Now it's in the dry. We expect that road engineers, construction companies would start to do more work during this period of the dry season. But strangely, they are experiencing rain since we should have been out of rain since October. But we're talking about rain in December, January, and it's still raining. It's not just drizzling, right? It's raining like we're into a serious rain season. It's going to affect our planning as a country, and the way we approach it is something we all out to study. But let me have you say something to that, Dr. Frances.
So we know climate change is here to stay. People have been blowing the alarm for so long, but in our country, Liberia, we tend to underestimate things like climate change because I don't know if we don't understand, or maybe we understand the science or it's new to us. We tend to underestimate such things. We tend to underestimate mental health and all of those things. But I will stick to we've been experiencing climate change for a long time, like all of the erosions along the coastal ways. We see that they are taking. I'm a personal victim. I have a coastal home that I personally built in Liberia, but when I was there, maybe about 2 years ago, I had like almond trees planted, and I came back the other year, and the almond trees were gone. They were eaten by the river. So that suggests to me, number one, is climate change, and something as simple. I mean, we see in the Middle East, we see in Europe that people can just fix erosion problems. It's a matter of, studying how the ocean is and dumping rocks into the sea and all of this technology, or if the matter of getting experts. I see even when you're driving towards Calabash, the bypass there, the beach is coming so close, to land. So it's affecting, like you said, development. Pretty soon, I don't know if those homes are still going to be there. I don't know if the roads going to be there, but it's something that we need to look into. It's something that we need to start planning ahead. Now, to get to your specific question in terms of road development, because we only tend to do this road changes in the dry season. I don't know how we are going to do this, but I don't know why there's only a big focus in changing fixing roads in the dry season. There's other things that can be done to our roads that can help fix it. However, I do know that we will see significant changes in farming. When we have a lot of rain coming through, that's one of the things that I know a lot of farmers are complaining about, that our country could invest in, preparing our roads. They could also invest in agriculture, because I think an investment in agriculture ties strongly into development, the economy of the country. There's ways you can do that. Like I said, there's ways that you can work on erosion. There's greenhouses, the greenhouses, which is another technology that we need to bring into our country, that we need to train our people, that we need to have discussion and bring awareness to our farmers about, how the weather is changing, so that farming might be affected. But nobody's talking about it. Yeah, we talk about it on this platform, but nationally, is there a dialogue going on? I see, it was in Front Page Africa, I was thinking something about the weather, but is there a dialogue going on with the people who are going to be affected by the climate change severely?
Yeah, so like you read this, it is concerning. For example, Buchanan. If you've been in Buchanan, if you went to Buchanan many years back, and had the opportunity to go there maybe after 10 years back, you will also notice that most of the homes along the Atlantic Ocean has been taken away. People have gotten displaced, due to the Atlantic Ocean coming close to the city of Buchanan. So here we are now talking about it. The EPA have said the counties along the coast, for example, so that's Buchanan, that Sano, there are a few counties, Cape Mount and other counties along the Atlantic Ocean, will experience a rise in the Atlantic Ocean, and it may affect people who live along the coastal line, and in the hinterland where people are doing the farming, they were equally get affected, because people are even planting the crops according to the season. So it's becoming a national issue. But like you said, this is not the first conversation. There have been international conferences, COP26, COP35, COP60, from countries to countries. We've been having representation. Why are we not yet prepared as a country? Why we are acting strange? Like this is just, something that just broke up, like COVID in China is just coming up today, and everyone is being cut pens down. This is something that I've developed, and there have been conferences about this. Why are we behaving strange? Vic, let me ask you this. Your mic is muted, Vic. Unmute yourself, Vic.
Thank you so much. Yeah, again, climate change, like Dad said, is not a today thing. I mean, it's something that have been happening, but people aren't been paying attention to it. It's just happening now that it's more rain. It has been affecting our economy, and nobody has been looking at that. I will tell you that there was a time there was a climate change in Liberia, and this time around it was the opposite. It was dried instead of rain. So, and there was a time that I asked question. I asked somebody that has the idea of. I mean, I asked somebody. This person is a gardener, and then where I hear from Nima, they have association there that they had to get a worth or to send the kids to school was they were a group of gardeners. They would plant pepper, bitter ball, and they were carrying wholesale to sell it in Morovia. They had contact with contract and contact with people from, I think, how do you call that place in Raleigh? Copa shop that they used to go and just sell to them, in wholesale. They don't have to, set the market, nothing like that. And then these people were all prepared for it. So the association I'm talking about, it was huge, and people used to look at them as successful business people just from being gardeners, not even proper farming, but just gardeners. So and then there was situation in that same area, and I kind of intervened, and I interviewed one of them, and they said not too long ago, I think 3 or 4 years ago, and they said that it was due to climate change that things are not the way it was. For example, people used to plant, even not garden, plant rice, and then it will rain on the bush will grow and become a forest and mature, and then they will go back there again after some years and break the bush down and replant. But that was not happening for a very long time. So it was taking the bushes forever to regrow because there was no rain. There are towns and villages that I know that there used to be creek, a lot of creek. Now, when you go there, nobody knows what happened to the creek. The creek kind of tends to dry. And those creeks and kind of little river and stuff is what gardeners used to kind of base on, and go and do their garden, on display. And the structure is somehow where they will have a gutter and water running for them to, water the farming. All these were dried and gone. So it was making, farming a little difficult when that was happening. So the one that is happening right now with the rain situation is new. Now it's now more water than it was 3 to 4 years ago. 3 to 4 years ago, there was a climate change that was affecting the economy. It was affecting gardeners. It was affecting farmers because there was places was not wet. Creek were getting dried. There was no swamp. It was hotter. Swamp was getting dried there because in farming, like you said, it's seasonal. There are some even rice that you don't farm it during dry season time. It only for swamp. They have a swamp rice that you can only plant in a swamp area. All of these things was gone because there was no swamp. So I just want to say it's not a today's thing. The climate change have been affecting the economy. It just happened to be that this one is more water now than a dry land, and it's affecting the economy with construction, where area nearby the coast area, like you said, it's not, it's destroying people properties, and then construction would not go on smoothly because of that. But I would say again that every one of you said, I think the best thing is to get prepared for this thing. Now that we know there is a climate change, either way, rainy or dried, it's thing that we should watch out for, that we should plan for, that in case there's no swamp or it's more dry season, what to do, or it's just about time that we plan for that, because that's what everybody would do. Now that it's around, that we are experiencing it, that is affecting our economy respectively, we need to now tend to plan for it. Liberian, we plan by season. There's certain thing, if you go Liberia certain time, you will not eat snail. If you go Liberia certain time, you will see snail. You go Liberia certain time, you will not see corn. You will see corn. So now that it's reading and it's soaking, the crops that need more water, this is the time to plant more corns. This is the time to plant crops that is not water resistant. It will take more water. We just need to have to work around it and plan it now that we are in the know that there is climate change and it has to do with our economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. And Fafana, let me have your take on it, because this is a global conversation. But again, locally, we are part of the global village. What affect the world affect us. Our preparation for this may not be like those in the West, but this has been a conversation on the table many years, and it's now sinking in. It's coming to our faces now. We are waking up to strange weather condition. People in the Kepa many years back, used to experience snow. There was snow falling, and in Yekipa, I think it used to happen somewhere in the mountainous areas. The weather there looks different. People who have gone to Lofa in the last few weeks talking about a very cold weather. They haven't experienced such weather in those places. But we're talking rain here. We're talking about how is it going to affect our planning as a country? We are building roads only during the dry season. So even if we are giving concession contracts to the Chico and other people who are building our roads, they are more aggressive during the dry season as compared to the rainy season. Those farmers who are planting crops, vegetables, and other stuff have always gotten adjusted to a period of planting. And now that they're experiencing rain when they should be experiencing the dry season, it's also going to give them a new look as to what should be planted now, like they rightly said. But let me hear your take on this climate conversation with the rain pouring down in Liberia at this time.
Yes, thank you very much. You know, uh, climate change, this is a conversation that have been taking place for decades. It's a very serious issue because it's one of the important element within the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Is a priority over there. So it's something that most government around the world is aware of because Liberia as a country have participated in a lot of climate conferences, and in conferences they always give updates on region, whether it's Africa or West Africa or Mano River Union. So government are always aware, and for the case of Liberia, I think if anyone who have been following the conversations surrounding climate change, you will understand that this is not a surprise,
Mhm.
because for the past couple of years, climate activists have always predicted that coming years in Liberia, there will be a lot of rainfalls in dry season, and there will be a lot of some rainy season. So when the people give out the conversation, it leave with the country leadership to take precaution and to see how best they will handle the issues when it comes out. And I think the government is aware of it. Like I said, they attend a lot of climate conferences, and they have not been able to disseminate the information to the Liberian people and how the Liberian people that are involved into agriculture or different things in the country can take precaution, because even the Library Electricity Corporation (LEC) is taking advantage of this because they've been aware of it, and they take the necessary precaution on how it can impact the hydro to for electricity. So it got it comes with some good in it. All depends on how you take precaution on it. So the government should just be able to have agency and educate the people on the reality of climate change, not just take precaution for the government but also the people, because you have private citizens that are into things that could be affected because of climate change. But yeah, like you all said, it's a real conversation, it's a reality, it's not a myth. It's been taking place. The conversation have been serious, a lot of different conferences that I've attended, and the government has also been part of a lot of those conferences. Even the president have attended some of those conferences in Japan. So it's a serious conversation. We need to prioritize the discourse and elevate it, like Doc said. It should be discussed nationally on national radios. Let the people be aware, so it shouldn't catch the people by surprise, and people that are into agriculture and things that could affect them, let them take precaution on it. So this will be my conversation, my contribution on this discussion.
I
Thank you.
wanted to add
Yeah.
before we speak to Ansu here. I just wanted to add that this ties into one of the reasons why viewers and listeners should think about ushering in a CMC leadership. We have a political leader, and many of us that you see here are proactive. We're not going to wait for something to happen before we do something about it. We are seeing now, okay, time passed, Governments after governments have waited. Our country is being slowly destroyed. We see the coastal lines. They are not what they used to be before. Many stories. My colleague here, Mrs. Sindolo, Madam Sindolo, spoke about changes that she's seen in her existence as a person. I told you changes that I've seen personally. Okay, the fun I have said to you also, our government after government, they go to these meetings and they have these conferences. So for CFC government, we are going to make sure, okay, that we stay on top of these broadcasts about climate change because we know that the world is changing. We have a very savvy political leader who is into, fixing roads, fixing bridges, building things. And if you into that kind of thing, that you need to be very aware about the climate. He has to go and maintain these roads. So he's very aware about these climate change that's gonna happen. So it has to be just like how corruption is a priority on our list. It has to be a priority of the government, and it's definitely will be a priority of the CMC government. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank
I,
you for
yeah,
thank you for the addition. Fofana, you want to say something before I cross over to Ansu?
yes, I'll be very short, 30 seconds. And just to add to that, because I heard about the hindrance it will cause to infrastructure development like road, and with the exception of even it being a hindrance to road development, it also should send a message to government to take care of or to be able to build sophisticated roads, because this is going to affect roads with a very not good drainage system, because it will always call flood. Now you're experiencing a lot of rainfall as then expected. It's going to bring in a lot of flood at the end of the day. All those roads going to be damaged. So it's just telling us that whatever infrastructure development we're taking, we should take climate change to consider and how it not destroy things that we built. So I just want to add that to the conversation.
All right, thank you. We got some disturbing security issue to talk about tonight, and then we will tailor it into our CMC conversation. Let me welcome all of our viewers. We will come back to recognize you after we speak to Ansud and then move on to our next topic. Ansud, it's good to see you. You're right here in Mosorado. I haven't seen you, so let me say Happy New Year to you, and good to see you on the show tonight. We've gone through other soft topic with counter meat and what have you. Now we're talking about the rain. Like you can say, oh, no show tonight. They turned up, so the station is now on. So it also be affecting us, one way. But they were laughing at it, But those are some of the things that can happen. So they'll say, oh, it's raining, so there's no way that we can continue the show. The thunder is heavy, so we'll cut the station off. It's strange that we're seeing that happen that we saw last night, for example. Are you surprised? Were you pleased with the EPA pronouncement today, Ansu?
Well, let me again. Let me say Happy New Year too. Many happy return to you and Madam Sandura. I say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Good to be here. Good to be here again. On this platform. So I've been quietly sitting back at the center monitoring, and like you said, the discussion been very very fruitful. And for me, it's not a surprise when it comes to the issue for the climate change. I think that we who follow international platform, we have been informed gradually about how when it comes to the weather, the report and how the weather going to look like, even during the rainy season and the dry season, like what we experiencing now in January. Normally, we do experience a hot weather in January, but to our surprise now, we see it's raining back to back. last night was so much heavy up to this morning. And on the political side, to add to what I listened to Fofana again, our people are using it too as politics too, because they're trying to catch our people as Mr. Smith and say that's current being stable. It not happened maybe for the past time for current to be stable December, January, but they forget to know that for some of us who follow, as I said, international platform knows exactly how the weather is like. We know it's climate change, it's raining in January. So you do expect a stable current. It's raining in December now. You do expect a stable current. So as I said, they are using it on the political side. Maybe just to catch the eyes of our people. But we've been following it. It's not a surprise. Not a surprise for me because, as I said, for some of us who follow international platforms, who know exactly how the weather will going to look like for the past, maybe for now, maybe December, January, up to February.
Okay, so thank you, Ansu. So I want us to transition now to, I don't want to call this soft topic, football, counter mid, and then climate change, which is very concerning. I know we are sitting at the edge and talking more. We want to talk more about the CMC. I want to hold our CMC conversation because we will digest that for a very longer time. There seems to be something that I want us to talk about, and it could be disturbing to the ears as well. Again, it's about security, and today we started receiving a report of a senior security agent that works for the National Security Agency. He's been reported that he solemnized a 15-year-old boy. A few days ago, we also followed a development on the social media confirmed by the dismissal of two DEA officers who have gone to enforce an arrest, and then they also assaulted a female by slapping her, and the way in which they handled the arrest. The DEA came out and went through the investigation. We were informed today that those two officers were being officially dismissed from the Drugs Enforcement Agency. But whether that is where it's going to stop or there will be other actions taken besides the dismissal, it is not a question. But to have a 15-year-old boy sodomized not just by one man, we are told that three gentlemen, including this NSA, if Ansu is in the bike, I hope he can pull out Mr. Peter Bonjala picture, a very ageable man that is now in police custody. The reason why I'm raising this conversation because we remember the alleged rape of the little girl from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and that minister, from all indication, has been vindicated because everything they did centered around what they were asking for DNA and what have you. The victim parents have been speaking. There's audio out in the social media space explaining the ordeal of the situation, and the child is not wearing pampers. He's recovering from the situation. I know how people feel about this, but it is disturbing. It is a government, a security agent, and not just any sort of the security, but a very high core portion of the national security. He's now being investigated. I will start with you, Vic, because I see chills coming on your skin. But like I said, it's going to be a disturbing a little bit, but it is also disturbing to people to even wake up to the realization of hearing about solemnity and a 15-year-old boy in a condition as described. When you hear this coming from a state actor, a security that should be protecting your son, your daughters, and people out there, uh, how do you speak to this, Vic?
Um, I would ask that you kind of pass. I will wait because
You wait.
I don't know how
Yeah,
to come out with that. It will come out
yeah.
very strong and bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw you holding your head. So Dad, let me let you come in because from your area of specialization, you should be able to give us the human side of this.
Yeah. First of all, I want to state that this act committed by the perpetrators, okay, reportedly there were three men, one of whom you call involved in this act, this disturbing, concerning criminal act. What I read in the various accounts and papers that I read, they sort of lured this 15-year-old boy. When we say lured, that means that they coached him, they talked him, they fooled him, they pet him into going to their area where they would perform and act on him. They told him that they were going to buy football boots for him. They were going to buy him football jersey, soccer ball, and being a child, okay, who wanted to get these things. They talked to him, so he went with them. And as we are hearing it, three grown, I don't want to say the rest of the words that's coming to my head, men went and just ruined the backside of this kid. That's what they did. That's what sodomy is. They ruined this kid for life. And then what's even worse, where I think, people sometimes think manslaughter is just because when someone is dead, but they took him. There was a serious crime. They took him on a beach and left him there to die. Okay? They committed a serious crime. The guy could not even, the little boy could not move when they took him to the beach. And then he happened to come together. His family was looking for him, and they happened to, find friends, happened to find him. And this is how they rushed him to the hospital, and they are able, hearing on the video that they told us that he's struggling. He is struggling. He is still having fluid come from his backside, his body part. Okay. So this is why this is disturbing. This does not even require for our government to say, okay, yes, I employ them. The people who are involved were arrested, but let's go a step further. And the step further I'm asking for is to speak about these issues. These men, okay, some people call it cult, some people call it witchcraft, some people call it medicine that they're trying to be involved with to maintain their jobs or the relationship. Whatever it is not a healthy mental health behavior. It is not. Somebody who have the marbles correct, the screws correct in the head will not go out, first of all, and lie to a little boy. Someone, you are in a position of power, you will not do that. But we understand that mental health issues are they are a problem in our country that needs to be addressed. All right. And so now they have the step further that I'm asking is for us to talk about how this is about these men being in power and control. At his job, he's used to saying move, and people move high or high, or he said jump and they say high. So he's used to that power and control, and he's used to getting away with things. This may not be his first or second time with the people who are involved in this act getting away, whether it was sodomy or not. They must have done these things, whether they stole from the government, whether they behaved illegally, whether they were in a criminal act. They must have done this before. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. The best predictor of current behavior is past behavior. And that's what I'm sticking by. And then what they did, I'm sorry that this is so upsetting to me that I'm going to talk about this as well. So this is
Go ahead.
the power and control. Okay,
Mhm.
so they felt like they could control a little boy, like how they control the women in our country, how they control the children in our country. Okay, the vulnerable, marginalized population. You go to work, you come home, and you yell and scream at either your children or the women who you are involved with. That's what they've been doing. And now they will take that to extent because they've been getting away with this. This is about, again, power and control. I want to just add so much for talking about these people, these people who are reportedly criminals, who engaged in a criminal act. That boy has been destroyed for life. And I will tell you some of the psychological effects that he will have. One, we already know the physical effect. He may be cured. His backside may be cured. But he psychologically, he will always be thinking, am I okay even to walk, even to get up? He's gonna be feeling those symptoms will come back to him every now and then. It's gonna take a long time for him to be worked on so that he will be strong enough to realize that there is only a symptom, it's not real. That's a bit of that's what we call traumatic symptoms. Socially, okay, when you're 14, 15, you're thinking about sexual activity, girls, you're getting involved socially with people. They've destroyed this boy. What is he going to think about just getting a relationship, the ability to trust girls, trust boys, be involved with them? His low self-esteem psychologically. Okay? So all of these things, when we put them together, these people should face the weight of the law. Our government should be putting jingles on the air about rape and the vulnerability of our girls and boys. Okay, they should be talking about it. This is not just a one-day thing. We saw. I'm sorry. There are some. They wear the badge to protect and serve. And I'm sorry, Mr. Smith, I'm going so long with
Yeah,
this.
go ahead,
No,
go
you're
ahead.
good.
I don't want to
No, go
monopolize.
ahead. You're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Yes, they said they are supposed to protect and serve our people. The LDA, I can't imagine you slapping and you kicking somebody you go to arrest when you are in a position of power. It's training. You have to learn not to do that. You know, Vicky actually posted that in our chat room for us to see. They got caught. That's the only way it's coming. I also saw Vicky, you posted, I believe, another story that alarmed me. All right, about this woman who took the bike and they needed money and they took this biker to the
To
police
the
station.
police station. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we are seeing accounts and stories about the violence that people in position of power who are supposed to protect and serve us Liberians, harming the Liberians. Who are we supposed to trust? Is the question that I have here. So yes, let's go beyond dismissing them. They need to be prosecuted. Okay, they need to be taken to court, whether for a criminal or civil act. The charges need to be pressed because what we got, we're very good at dismissing. Oh, let's just dismiss them. Okay, but we need to follow through. And thank God you are bringing this topic up.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dad. And I know the passion you speak with. I will allow Vic to cool off a little bit because she also seemed to be very strong on this. And let me bring you for fun because when you hear about a 15-year-old boy being solemnized, it's heartless to the core and grown up men, not men, but men. So there were three in numbers. The police have successfully arrested one because he is in the state security apparatus. He works for the National Security Agency, a very aged man, heartlessly colluding with others to sodomize a 15-year-old boy. Like Dad rightly said, that child is now in a traumatic mood. It's going to take him some time, even if he recovered. He's just about getting his prime, trying to understand life. And now he's falling victim because someone said to him, I'll buy you football boots. and I will do this for you. And at the end, he fell victim to what he's not experiencing. As a young man, hearing such a story, not just about sodomy, we've heard about rape, and then we were talking DNA report a few days ago, and today we're talking about a official in government who's also been accused and now arrested and is in police custody under investigation. How do you feel? Are we lacking leadership? If there's something happening in our society that we need to understand more than what we are reading and hearing, on the radio and in other places, for father?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. We lacking leadership, and this is not only heartless; it's deeply disturbing. So I'm going to speak on this generally because this is not only uh, an offense or criminal offense, but it is also an abuse of power and public trust. That these guys is it has nothing to do with mental health. It's just misusing of power and public trust. Mr. Toby, you've been in the media for a very long time. This issue of rape and you know police forces against civilians have become so common that those guys go about doing those things because there is no further action, with the exception of being dismissed. So I think it's about time the government put in harsh criteria into places wherein you are not only going to be dismissed, but you are going to be charged. And if you're supposed to spend how many 20 years in prison or life, you should be able to bear that punishment so that it should serve as a caveat to anybody who's trying to do that. But nationally, what I say is a lack of leadership because like I said, this has been going on for so many years. So I think it's about time that impact we get some impact from our legislature. That is the House of Representatives and the House of Senate. When you see things going on like this in the country, this is the time leadership steps in. All right, two things can happen: bringing system to place wherein it can be easily confirmed of quickly confirmed that yes, indeed, this child was sodomized by this person, and then forward it to the court, let the court take the decision on what to be happening next. And another thing you can do is that it's about time when we are facing issues on a consistent basis, the House should be able to introduce policy bills that would prevent it from happening. For instance, the issue of police brutality in totality. For instance, we're talking about DEA slapping people, and police doing this, and the surveillance reacting like that. Now NSA is sodomizing a 15-year-old child. I think it's lack of knowledge of human right, and lack of knowledge of how to exercise their power. So I think those should be a requirement for every security field before you join the security, because it's very hard for people to volunteer themselves to go and and be in those field. So when the people go in there, you don't even want to give that requirement wherein they should be knowledgeable of something. You just want to hire them because you need numbers of people in the security force. So I think it's about time that they set a requirement. You should have human right knowledge. You should have understanding of what you are getting into, and all of that, because it's becoming a national concern. It's happening every day. Every day is a new video coming up, new story coming out. So it just shows that there is lack of knowledge in the security sector, and it needs to improve, and it needs the legislature to bring in policy bills that could help resolve that. Or else would we come here saying the same over and over? All we'll have is dismiss this person, where the person here no one know, or we know the person has been dismissed. So there is a lot of things that to prevent it, with the exception of dismissing the person.
Okay, Fafana, thank you. And Vic, I think by this time you've gotten
Yeah.
your mind set. But the police haven't said a word to this. up to this time. All we've been reporting and hearing is that the alleged individual is in police custody. The victim is undergoing medical treatment. The police is yet to release a single statement about this, but it is disturbing. The narrative, audio that is being running around the social media that's playing a lot. There's one arrest. Two of the other individuals involved are yet to be arrested. It's good that the victim have said that they can be identified through the parents that have been speaking to the social media about this. But it is disturbing. It is complete wickedness, heartless, and you may find other adjective to describe this act. Let me hear you on this, Vic. Then we'll transition to our next conversation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toby. I mean, with a heavy heart, I just want to say that there are times that we see cases that are in Liberia, and my biggest worry is always sometimes when they interviewing the kids, and then we're seeing their faces, we're seeing how they look like, they are being recognized, and I always just come in and I always just ask and plead that I wish there would be a better technology where when these things happen to these victims and the interview, then it will kind of blacken their face so that people don't see them. And Dad, you said it right. This act is damaging. That kid can never be normal. He's done. And this is what I tell people always. You know, the reason why I'm feeling that way is now it's crazy. It's I don't know how to think of it. And I just always tell people this right now at this movement, at this current situation. I have a 13-year-old. You think 15-year-old, you think that 15, 16, 17, they are super innocent. They're still innocent. Okay? And we just kind of talk about it when we're talking about youth and sport. And I said, those are my kind of weakness. To see kids come in the world and don't trust the word is painful. It hurts. To be a kid and you're still learning the word, and then you can't even trust the word, and you feel that this is where I am. Because when this thing happens to these kind of people, this is what they think. What kind of place is this? They are not like you and myself that at least live, that would know that, there are people that are not like that. There are people that will always be like that. These people are just learning the word. And then they are saying this. So it's like, how do they trust the word that we live? How are we showing them that this is a better place to live? It's painful. And I always just say this. Anything that have to do with sexual abuse, I personally feel there is no life after that. So in a must, there's no life after that. If that happened to me, there is no life after that happened to any of my girls or anybody that I really do love, including that child. So that thing is a crime. It is felony. It's strictly felony. It's not something where they say, oh, dismiss the person. There should be nothing such as dismiss this person. Life in prison is what is what it requires. If anybody hurt my kids, my minor kid, be it what, I feel that there is no life after that for me. So I cannot tell you what would be my reaction. I may have not, let government to even take care of that. I take it in myself. Something gonna happen to somebody because I feel there is no life after that. After you are left my child or somebody's child with that trauma, that literally nobody with that boy would not even allow somebody to pass behind him. That's how damaging it is. He will be sleeping and he think it's happening to him. That's how crazy is it. For my job that I do for living, we deal with traumatic issues all the time. It's so damaging. And then I want to agree with Fofana on how I know mental health is well, that I agree with you that they are sick and they are sick in the head. I get it. But this is cruelty. This is wickedness, abuse of power for real, for sure. It's comfortability. It's being comfortable doing something because you get away with it. It's bad. It's hurtful. It is painful to hurt somebody's kids like that. How can a man ever live peacefully? So the one that you're talking about that I share, again, the abuse of power. This government is a political party. It still have the perception of being a political party. They're still fighting. They are winners, but they are angry winners. They carry anger everywhere. They govern with anger. They're working with anger. They're doing everything with anger, with cruelty, treating people like dirt. How you call yourself rescue and you leave from rescue to damaging people and treating people like that? Who do we trust? Who's governing us? It's so painful. And I don't know these stories, how to follow them to the end. Now in the comment section, I seen something that they are trying to fly him or to smuggle him out of the country, the alleged out of the country. Do you hear that? How fair is that? If somebody is not hurt for doing such, you think you're going to stop? And for fun, I got your point that that there's need to be extra training and that. I don't want to say that. That maybe later. But a very strong example should be set so others will learn from it. It's bad to talk about. And the policing in our country is getting very bad. Every day people are crying. They're setting people up. A law enforcer is setting people up to get money from them, even when there's no crime. How fair is that to our Liberian people? It's bad. But now look the way we're saying it right now. Does that have to do anything with CMC? Does that have to do anything with politics? This is a broad day cruelty. This is something very bad right now. So this is propaganda too? And all the thing is propaganda. I will stop here right now. But something needs to be done. I mean, something. I don't know how Mount feels right now. I don't know. But for me, there's no life for me. After that, I don't know what my action would be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vic. We didn't intend to spoil your afternoon or your evening. We just wanted
That's Liberia.
we just wanted you to be a part of the conversation happening back home, and I see how passionately you spoken about it. Same with Dr. Frances. Let's now come for the next 27 minutes back home in our ambit. The CMC is where we are. This is our common front. You are aware that Honorable Belity, who is our political leader, has been making rounds since his New Year message to the nation. And there's been a lot of takeaway. We started talking about it last evening. We did not zero in on some of the points. There seem to be some very key place or key takeaway that I want us to re-emphasize as members of the CMC, talking about the wait that is now over, and now it is the time for us to take action as a political party. There is a place in that speech that he was talking about the CMC, specifically the line that some Liberians have always tried to place on the CMC, that the CMC belongs to Honorable Belity, the representability. And to make it crystal clear in his message, he said, this movement does not belong to me. It belongs to you. Equally belongs to all of us who are members and lovers of the CMC. That I know very well in your interaction. You've come across people in your recruitment processes. And people will reference that, oh, the CMC is for Musa. But he's made it clear with our numbers that this movement, this party, is not about him. It is not for him. It is for you. It is for me. It is for the Liberian people. How can we speak further to that?
Mr. Tobe, Mr. Ability's speech was unique and historical in terms of, for the first time in our country, that we are seeing a political party responding to, a New Year's message, almost like the state of address, which is coming up for our president. But your question about, in my recruitment efforts, and as I'm speaking to people, and, some of them reference, oh, this is Ability's party, and rightfully, it is not. Mr. Ability made a clear and compelling and convincing argument that this party is for the people of Liberia. We have sat down for too long as people of Liberia and allowed the budget to balloon, to grow in areas of, recurring wages. People in government, they continue to get fat paychecked in areas of, the office of the president, in area of the Senate pro tem, in areas of the vice president. But what we've done over the time past is we have not focused on things that will benefit Liberia in its entirety, Liberian people, which would be roads, the development of roads, okay, the health and education. If we look at those three areas, we find that the Liberian people will benefit from those things the most. But in time past, time after time, as Mr. Ability said, we had the CDC government. They let us down. Now we have the Unity Party government, where all of us were very happy because they came with the agenda of rescue. But it appears that they are doing exactly what they criticized in the past, namely, they are jetting, like having the airplane, right? The president taking airplane across the country. SOEs are not making payments like they used to make before. So I expected significant, robust changes. I expected transparent, somebody speaking to us along the way, educating our Liberian people. But that is not happening. So Mr. Ability told people, your wait is over. We have a political party, Citizens Movement for Change, that people of Liberia, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, this is your movement. This is your party. This is where you can join to bring change to Liberia, to help transform the country from just being a big village, as many people describe our country, to modernization, to help us grow our country. And I will stop here for now because I do have a lot more to add, and I know we have not limited time.
All right, thank you. We'll come back. We'll find another line that you will further elaborate on, but let me bring in Fofana on this one. So we're going through what the PL said in his New Year message. We know that we expect to hear a message coming up maybe in the next few days from the government in the annual message of the president. But we've been opportune now to hear from the CMC political leader his plan, his vision for 2026, the things he's opting to do in the country, the places we intend to go in 2026, our projects, our development. But there's a key point, and I know in our recruitment processes, we've come across these conversations. People that line the CMC, they think it is a ability, a personal venture. It is about him, it is for him. And we've all said this, but we need to keep talking about it because it is a message that we ought to clear out there that the movement does not belong to him. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. And it is about Liberia as a country. We've all talked about the wait, and we've waited for so long, to see this country grow. And it is in our belief that the CMC can move this country from where it is to another level, more better than what we are experiencing. So I'm asking you for further in your interaction, maybe in your engagement with people of your peers or friends, schoolmates, family members. How do you go about talking about what the CMC intend to do, especially when there is this conversation that oh, the ability party is for ability is for ability. And he said, no, this is not about me. It is not for me. It is for you. It is for me. How do we, clean that message? How do we send it out there? Now it is in his own speech for the new year.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Toby. It's very simple. People just try to make everything political. As an institution, most especially a political institution, you have people from various background, whether it's academic background, leadership background. They form part of an institution, and before the institution is established, it go through certain level of election to form a embryo leadership. So vulnerability is spearheading the CMC from an election that was held for him to be the political leader, which is not even the standard bearer yet. So that should tell you that this is not a one man thing. It's a movement of patriotic Liberians that see the progress of Liberia from different perspective, a perspective of doing before acting, because that's exactly what the CMC is, and that's reflecting the speech of honorability. For some of us who have been in the CMC, we know that that was not really a speech, but it was a reminder for what we are in the CMC for. The CMC is a new era for Liberia, wherein when you come that you want to serve the people, you should work for the people, contribute to the livelihood of the people, and then ask the people, this is what I have done, and personally for you. So if you can trust me with state power, I can do more. So there's a kind of politic honorability is trying to introduce to Liberia, where you can even benefit from politicians before you even give them power. And that's how it should work. Because if your intention is pure for the people, then you should work for the people even before you get power. It's not about power, it's about coming in and contribute to the progress of the people. So you don't have to be in power to do that if you feel like you get the competence and the leadership to do that. So everything Honorable said in his speech are not things that he's planning to do, but are things that he's done, and are things that's also in the making. So it's not a one man show. That's why when I communicate with a lot of young people, uh, one thing they admit to is, this man is very bold. I like him so much. He got a bold leadership. He don't fear anything, and that's how a leader should be. If you think that you are sincere, there is no need to fear anything. Be
Yeah.
bold. people. If they buying what you get, let them buy it. If they think it's good for them, let them get it. And everything the CMC and Honorable Bede is doing is in the interest of Liberia. It's for the betterment and sustainability of the country. So just to conclude, no, the CMC is not for Mr. Bede. He happens to be the current leader of the CMC who's spearheading the citizen movement for change, but is an institution that comprises of patriotic Liberians that want to see the country moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Fofana. Thank you for those very strong points. Vic, I know it's going to be your first line of response since the PL spoke. You've been reading and going through the speech as well. But there is a line, and of course, it's a very serious point that talked about the patient that we've all been been caring. He said we've been patient, and we also been hopeful, and we've been disappointed. So if we are patient and we've been hopeful, and we are also disappointed, he have said to Liberians that the wait is over. The CMC is now back in 2026, and it's time to take Liberia back. Those are very strong comments and assurance to the Liberian people. We've been patient, we've also been hopeful, but equally we've been disappointed. And at this stage, it's time for us to take Liberia back. What's your interpretation? How do you explain that for them?
Thank you so much, Toby. I know you have said that it's actually my first time to go for us to discuss a speech. I think that actually held on to this speech for a reason, because there was, I think, 2 nights ago we kind of talked about it, we discussed it, but it was a total different line that we, not very different line, we kind of discussed it, and then there was detail, and then we discussed it before, I think a night or two ago, about this speech, and we were so excited about talking about it. Yeah, so specifically, I know we didn't like pick a line to talk about like tonight, but we have been into this already. So I just want to say that, was it last night? Tuesday night we were here and the PR came here. And before he could come on, we had discussed him. Because
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw the PR with you and
yeah,
Dad the
yeah.
other night.
We
Yeah,
are
that's
discussing
good.
behind his back and saying some of these things without that time we have not even played the speech yet. We just started talking about the PL, the kind of person he is, and something. So I just want to say that the book guy is saying that somebody is out of wife material or something. I can take this time and say Musa Hassan Bede is a president material. This man speak to the Liberian people directly. He said, hey, can I get your attention? When he's speaking, all of his speech, that how it appears like. He said, can I get your attention? I'm talking to you right now. Look at me. This is the situation. Okay? And then there are times that he will speak directly to his colleagues. He will speak to his colleagues. He will even plead. He will ask, he will beg just for things to be right. He's not a critic that will just criticize and just say things. But sometimes I see him actually pleading in some of his speech, begging his colleagues the pardon to make things right. And he has a difference between a political leader that I have dealt with before, that I still really, really respect, that I have a great respect for up to now. Anything that people say or the Liberian people has doubt about, Honorable Musa Hassan Bede will address it. That part of his leadership is up the hook. He addresses everything that people may have had problem or doubt about. That's what makes you a leader. You don't sit on it. yes, for us, the Fofana said it's not new. He says that all the time when we go for executive meetings, when we go for global meeting, when we go for any meeting, general meeting, he said this is not my party. And sometimes he would joke and say, I don't know if you have intern to come and go for convention, you will run against me. He says that all the time. He said, when you run against me, we'll fight. And we know it's not his party because he always say that. And the reason we are here, we are not here because of Musa Hassan Bediti. We are here because his profile, his story, the way he would take Liberia forward, how he's actually working and helping the Liberian people and giving them this aid that they need, it aligns with us, with us. That's why we're here. We are not just here because we want to be part of a political party. We are gravitating actually towards the person he is and what he believes in. Our core values align. They align. So when he told the Liberian people, oh, this party is not my party, for us, some of us, it wasn't new. Because we had just discussed this man, how homo he is. He so much believes in humanity. He believes in gender equity. He one political leader that embrace both male and female, but he thinks female should be apart more. He's a different kind of political leader. He believes in so much equity, inclusiveness. We were just talking about that. And he's not just sitting there, he's telling the Liberian people, this is not me. Hey, you are come here. It's not about Musa Hassan Bede, it's about saving the Liberian people. We have this with this person. We gave these people, we trusted this person. We gave the person the chance, and we give the other person the chance. We believe in these people. And then there's no outcome. There's no good outcome. It's about time that ourselves stand up and take the stand and do what is right. Starting now, starting last year, starting the year before last year. We can do it. So we have trusted people and we are trying, we are giving them the opportunity, and then there's nothing happening. What about us? We can do this, and it's you and me. It's not my party. And that was just so great. So I just want to say this PL, the speech, the part of the speech that we discussed that also made us exciting was how he believes in so much empathy. He just go around, his whole life is to walk in other people's shoes and see how it feels. And all of that was in his speech. So Musa is here to tell the Liberian people, this is Musa, and that's who he is. So CMC, join the CMC. It's a movement for change. Come to CMC and you will notice it's not about Musa Hassan Bedete. Musa Hassan Bedete is calling onto you because he knows you plus us can make the CMC, not him alone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, you've been talking about it. You had the PR on the platform along with Dr. Richardson. So Liberians are getting to understand where we come from as a political institution. But let's talk a little bit before we close tonight in the next 7 minutes about some of our flagship activities in the country. We know there's a lot coming up in 2026, talking about rural rehabilitation, improve access to farming communities. Those are the things taking place in Nima. In Lofa, we're talking about the construction of the long-awaited Abakedu to Tuso Bridge, the crossing point that Mr. Benedict thinks that need to be done sometime this year in 2026. In Bond County, we got excavator now moving into the county. We've been carrying rocks and other materials to commence that bridge project. That was a controversial conversation in 2025. There's a corridor also in the Bond County that the CMC intend to to start the Tewonse Gonglo Bridge, a critical economic and social link between Nima and Bon. We're talking about our expansion to the southeast. I'm told sometime at the end of this month, we should be making some rounds to the counties in the southeast, specifically in Grand Jide, River G, Maryland, and Grand Crude, and that of Sando counties. So it means a lot. It means that our flagship activities will be more visible. And we're talking about tangibles. We're now making those promises and not working towards them. That when you are to further elaborate on our tangibles or on our flagship activities, just listen to what the PEL said in his speech and following your close introduction. How impressed are you to just find out a political party less than a year with a lot of flagship program as compared to some of the activities the government of the day is involved with? You have to unmute yourself, that.
Sorry. It is extremely impressive that a political party is performing in this manner. In the history of Liberia, I have never seen this. You mentioned all of the things, whether we're moving from Lofa, Kwani Boni, trying to connect, two communities, whether we in Bon County, whether we have rehabilitated schools or roads, rehabilitated roads in a way where farmers can now take their goods to the marketplace as opposed to the goods spoiling, getting to rot. Okay. So I am so impressed. And I want Liberian people, as you search your own soul, he started off in his speech, he said, I have fire in my heart to keep fighting for the Liberian people. And I have hope in my soul. And in a way, reminded me, as I said last night, of Obama, where he says, fire up, and people will say, ready to go. And I'm thinking, this political leader or mobility will come and say, fire in my heart. And Liberians can say, hope in my soul. And the thing about it is he's showing empathy, something that Vicky, you talked about here quite often. And all of these projects is for the people. And one way that he's expressing his empathy is to say, I know, and he mentioned that in his speech, I feel the worry of that mother, the worries of the farmers. He talked about those things. The worries of us in the diaspora that have to send money to our family members. My husband just came home a couple of hours ago, and we had a couple of phone calls came in, and we're trying to divvy up to see how we can support our family members back home. He mentioned all of the different groups that are struggling. He didn't talk about, as you know, the people in upper echelon that I talked about that have these fat budgets. He talked about you, the people. You, the people. As Mr. Toby and Madam Vicky talked about, it is you who can transform Liberia. It is you who Mr. Billy and I and everybody else on this panel have fire in their heart for. It is you, my Liberian people. So I'll call you guys to look at inventory of all that Mr. Billy is doing for the people in the different counties and will do. He spoke about how he's now going to be going into Grand Jide, Sano, and I believe it's River G. He's going to go into the other regions of Liberia, and it is you that is taking him there. He's not just going there to say he's going to go have fun, pleasure, pleasure, as we can say. He's going there because of you. So I'm going to stop here and let my sister Vicky come in. Mr. Toby.
So you have your final say on this one, so that with time closing us on us now. Please unmute.
We have just 1 minute. I just want to say thank you so much for the show tonight. Everybody keeps saying the same thing. digest. I just like the details when he's. I mean, every time the PR gives speech, I think Digest memorized the whole speech. So she's just saying it like the way he said it. And I like that. I like that. So that's it. I mean, empathy. He just feel for people, and he's doing good. So again, that Richardson just said it to our audience that watching. Share the show. Honorable Musa Hassan Bediti is actually looking up to you. He's talking to you directly. He asking for your help to join him for us to move Liberia forward. Please let us move Liberia forward. Thank you for the show tonight, everyone. Thank you.
All right, so time waits for no man. So before we go, let me just go through our viewers and recognize them. Then we leave. Mo Bio is watching. Thanks for joining us. Fuma Toure has been here with us. Mohamedou Bari has also been watching. Lazo Kurman, thanks for following the show. M. Kevin Passaway has been with us as always. Mohammed Asilat has been here following from Stephen Tuber, his Stephen Tuber resident. Also being with us is Maurice A. N. Japate, who's been following from Point 4 Junction in Morovia. Abraham Andrews, Ambassador Abraham, that's Ambassador Andrew H. Kamara, sorry. He said the Multi CMC. Caricious Morris, he's been following us from his Bannaville Estate resident. Agatha Glasgow says she's watching from Tinker Village, RIA, and Sue Siku Tele has been following us. MK Cannon has been watching. Darlington Rep Camoon has also been following the show. And let me say thanks to all of our viewers and those our friends who's been joining us via the radio in Secretary and here at Truth FM in Moxurado. Tomorrow is another day. It's the start of the weekend. I want to say thanks to Fofana, thanks to Dr. Frances, thanks to Vic. Good to see all of you. Let's hope we can be back here tomorrow, same time, for another edition of our show. It's been a wonderful time from my end. I'd like to say good morning and good night, and we'll see you again on tomorrow. Now you can close the show from your end.
Yes, I can. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Toby. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ansu.
Yes,
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ansu, yeah, bye-bye.
CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together. By the people, let us join our hands together to build a better Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values, CMC Global. Liberia, it is a new day for the people. Let's hold together. Let's hold together. It's a unity. It's a DMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people, CMC, yes, by the people, let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.